Good morning, first graders. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and we are back for week 3 of this remote learning. I miss you guys, and I wish we weren't in the remote learning, but we are, so we're going to just continue with what we're doing. So we have a new story this week. So our new story is called Mole and Baby Bird. Okay, so we have some spelling words here. Notice this week we have the OU that we talked about last week, and you're going to see that in a minute, excuse me, with that OU saying ow, okay? Then we have our story words, which says borrowed, presently, and usually. We have our high frequency words that say door, loved, should, and would. And then we have our amazing words over there, it says freedom, miserable, selfish, shrug, ignore, fond, proper, and scarcely. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Mole and Baby Bird. We're going to learn our new skills, and we're going to go ahead and start with that. So up here we have our street rhyme. I'll read it to you, and then you're going to read it with me. It says, I say stay inside. You say let's go out. I say go this way. You don't like that route. We needn't argue or get mad, you see. Let's put our heads together, and soon we'll agree. Okay, so go ahead and read it with me. It says, I say stay inside. You say let's go out. I say go this way. You don't like that route. We needn't argue or get mad, you see. Let's put our heads together, and soon we'll agree. So this week we are going to talk, sing, and read about how we can look at things in a different way. Okay, so how can we look at things in a different way? So I'm going to go ahead and show you our concept video for this week, and then we will talk about how we're going to see things in a different way. So let's go ahead and look at this for our concept video.
How can we look at things in a different way?
By trying to imagine how other people feel.
Imagining how other people feel, or how they are affected by our actions and decisions, is a great way to look at things differently. When you are playing with your siblings, friends, or classmates,
Give me this, let me show you how to play.
how might they feel if you are selfish,
I'm trying.
if you tease them, or if you ignore them? Probably not very good. Some people can just shrug those things off without being very affected, but our actions can make other people feel miserable. We also can think about things differently by hearing what people have to say and listening closely to their opinions. We may not always agree with other people, but we can learn to see things differently by listening to what they believe is proper or right. This week, you will learn how we can think about what is fair, imagine how others feel, listen to what others say, and learn from our experiences. How do you think we can look at things in a different way?
All right, so that's our concept video for this week and our story this week. So we want to talk about how can we see things in a different way. So they looked at this book page. I'm going to scoot forward. Sorry, I have to be further back today for a couple reasons. But this one has a picture of looking at things maybe in a different way. So one example they were going to talk to us about is this one here. So you can see that this girl has all these crayons over here, and she doesn't have any. So she's going, wait a minute, that's not very fair. So how could this picture change? Where do you think those crayons could go in order to be more fair? So I think that they should move them maybe over here to the middle where they both can reach and both can see and share them together, okay? Because we don't want to make our friends feel miserable or like we're not sharing, okay? Now, over here, they gave us an example where he was letting a bird or helping an animal and putting it back. So we're not keeping that animal. We don't want it to get hurt, okay? And then this little boy's obviously not feeling well, okay? So he is going to be staying home probably, okay? And looking and saying, okay, it's probably best that I stay home and maybe read here instead of maybe being able to go to school, okay? So, excuse me, this week we have our song. Now, some of our amazing words came up in our concept video that you were able to see, but we have our song today. Now I'm going to go over really quick. We have some of our words that are going to be in here. So remember, our amazing words was that freedom, miserable, which we didn't want to do that, selfish, that little girl was kind of being selfish with the crayons, shrug, ignore, fond, proper, and scarcely. Okay, so we're going to look at our song today, which is called Caught a Fish. So it says, caught a fish in my net, took her home to be my pet. But my new fish felt so miserable with me, she just wanted to be free. Found her lake, let her go. Freedom is so important, you know. To keep her would have been a selfish act. That is why I put her back. So we have 3 of our words in here. So we have the word miserable here. So it says, caught a fish in my net, took her home to be my pet. But my new fish felt so miserable with me. Well, it was miserable means that you just don't like it. You're very, very unhappy. So this fish was very, very unhappy. They were miserable, okay? So very unhappy. Then it says, found her lake, let her go. Freedom is so important, you know. So freedom is that ability to be free. You're free to go and do as you please. Okay, so that's what freedom means. So if he is in his lake, he's free to be able to swim wherever he wants to be and probably be back with his family. Okay, then it says to keep her would have been a selfish act. Sorry. Okay, so selfish just means that you're only thinking about yourself. So you're not thinking about other people's feelings or how they're feeling or anything like that. You're just being pretty selfish. Okay, so you're only thinking about yourself. And it says, this is why I took her back. So obviously this person was not selfish and decided to put the fish back. So let's listen to it and then we'll sing along with it. Okay?
Caught a fish in my net, took her home to be my pet. But my new fish felt so miserable with me, she just wanted to be free. Found her lake, let her go. Freedom is so important, you know. To keep her would have been a selfish act. That is why I took her back.
All right, so let's go ahead and sing with it. Sorry, I gotta go down a little bit so I can get to my rewind button. All right, so let's go ahead and sing with this time. All right. So starting here.
Caught a fish in my net, took her home to be my pet. But my pet fish felt so miserable with me, she just wanted to be free. Found her lake, let her go. Freedom is so important, you know. To keep her would have been a selfish act. That is why I took her back.
All right, good job. So that's our song that we will be looking at this week as we go through. All right, so last week we learned about our OU and OW. So this week we're going to do some reviewing of some things as well as learning a new OW sound because OW can make more than one sound. Okay, so last week we learned a lot about that OU that says ow. Okay, so if you remember in our words here on Mole and Baby Bird, your spelling words this week would have been that OU. So we would have been talking about that again, okay? But we have that OU that says ow. So some examples for that is obviously mouse, okay? But then we have mouth, we have couch, shout, and out. Now, if you remember with OU, you're going to see that in the middle of words and at the beginning of words, but you're not going to see it at the end of words, okay? Last week, we also learned about the OW that says ow as well. So we had owl, town, found, and wow. So if you remember, OW can be at the beginning of words, middle of words, and the end of words. And they're all going to say that ow sound, okay? Down here we have the OW. This is the new one this week. So this week, the OW says snow. So now that OW is going to say the O sound. So I hear it in O. Now most likely that O sound is going to be at the end of words. Okay, so their example is snow, and I wrote it up here because I know it's probably hard to see. Okay, so it says snow. So I have that OW saying that O sound. Another example would be slow. A turtle walks very slow. Okay, the next one is grow. You guys all grow taller as you get older. Okay, and then the last one is row. Like either you need to stand in a row or you might row a boat. Okay, so that's going to have that OW still, just like this one. But this one this week is going to say O, not ow. So we have to know the difference between these as we go through our reading, and we'll work on that in our things today. Okay, so we're going to do a couple things in our book and looking at this. So here's my book again. Now I have a new picture. So the first thing I want us to look for are things that have the ow. So either OU or OW that say ow. So for example, I see down here a clown. So that's going to have the OW that says ow. Okay, so that's going to be my OW that says ow as I'm looking at that. Okay, what else could you possibly see? I can see that it looks like they're in town. So town is going to have that OW as well. Okay, I can see that down here this is the ground. So ground is going to have that OU sound, okay, that says ow. Okay, so those are kind of review from last week. Now I want to look in here and I want to see if we can find some ones that have the OW that says O, like snow. So I can see here a crow. So crow is going to have the OW that says O. Okay, I can also see that this little girl has a bow in her hair. So again, that's going to have that OW like in bow. Okay, even though we know that this baby's not going to be, I guess saying right now it's a baby, but we know it's going to grow. Okay, so it's going to grow into a little kid and then eventually up to an adult. So we have grow. Okay, so we can see some different things that show our skills as we go through. So today we're going to work on these skills in our decodable, which, where did I put mine? Right there, sorry. You're going to need either your pencil or your highlighter, like we've talked about. So our story this week is called Puppy Roundup, okay? And we're going to be working on the vowel patterns in OW and OU, and we're going to be working on all three. So the OU that says ow, the OW that says ow, and the OW that says O. Okay, so it's kind of a big one for this week. Okay, so if I get my highlighter, I can see right away that I have in our title, Puppy Roundup. I can see that OU in Roundup. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. Okay, so I have a Roundup. Sorry, I'm going to get the book and see if it's easier. Then down here, I'm going to highlight vowel patterns OW, OU. So vowel patterns OW, OU. So there's a lot of these words today. Now remember, when we see the OU, we know it's going to say ow. When we see the OW, we have to determine this week Does it say ow or does it say oh? Because we're learning both this week. So let's read them. We have count, doghouse, found, brown, grow. So here's two right away that are different. So OW, this one in brown says ow, in grow it says oh. Okay, then we have mound, cloud, bounces, slow, bow, mouth, grouchy, sour, low, wow. Then we have loudly, shout, ouch, shows, sound, hour, scout, bowl, mouse, pounces, crouches, couch, roundup, snouts, and hounds. We have lots of words. Okay, this is a review of last week as well. So the final LE in our syllables. So if it's the final syllable ol, it's probably going to be LE. So little, gobble, able, and circle. And then we have our high frequency words that you can read to your parents. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into our books. So on my first page, it says, count the brown puppies in the doghouse. I found one brown puppy in that mound. I found 5 puppies in all. Now let's meet each puppy up close. So I have a lot in here. So I have count, I have brown, and I have doghouse. Second sentence, I have found, brown, and mound. This one I have found, and then in the last sentence I don't have anything. So I have count, brown, doghouse, found, brown, mound, and found. Okay, next page. It says, Cloud is peppy and happy. She bounces when she walks and her mouth looks like a smile. So I need cloud, then I need bounces, and I need mouth. So cloud, bounces, mouth. Okay, next page. It says, Pickle is a little grouchy and a little slow. Did he just gobble a sour ball? Or maybe he needs a nice nap. So I need grouchy and slow. Then I need sour in that second sentence. So we have that OU and OW both times. Okay, next page says, Bow Wow is able to bark loudly. Please do not shout, Bow Wow. Ouch! That sound hurts our ears. So, bow, wow, loudly. And I'm going to come back to bow really quick because remember in the other thing I said bow? They're spelled the same. So bow and bow are spelled the same, and you can hear it both ways. Okay, it says, please do not shout, bow, wow. Okay, ouch, that sound hurts our ears. We have a lot there. So we have bow wow, loudly, shout, bow wow, ouch, sound, and hour. So all those need to be highlighted. Turn the page. This one says, Scout never barks at all. She is like a mouse. She crouches low and sneaks up on the others. Then she pounces. So pounce is another word for like jumps on them. Okay, so we need scout. Then we need mouse. We need crouches, low, and then pounces. So scout, mouse, crouches, low, and pounces. Next page. Says Moon is shy around new people. She crouches behind the couch. Then, when it seems safe, he shows his face. So Moon is shy around, so I need around. Then I need crouches and couch. And then shows. So around, crouches, couch, and shows. Okay. Last page. It says, Drew calls dinner time. It's a puppy roundup. 5 snouts circle the bowls. Soon the puppies will grow into big hounds. So I need roundup. Then I need snouts. Then I need grow. And then I need hounds. So roundup, snouts, grow, and hounds. All right, so you're going to read this one to your parents, and remember, you're going to remind them the reason that we highlighted is because it has that OW and OU. And remember, this week we learned about a new OW. So sometimes it says ow, sometimes it says O like snow, and then our OU says ow. Okay, so you're going to read this with parents today. Make sure that you share it with them and share them why we highlighted. All right, the next thing we're going to go to is your book. So we're going to practice today some of this OU and OW. So we're going to have the same skills that we're working on. So here it says, write a word from the box to match each picture. So this is a picture of a couch. So I'm going to write couch. So I'm going to put C-O-U-C-H. And I found that right up here. So I was able to see couch and write that. Okay, number 2 is called a rowboat. So we have that O-W saying O like snow. Okay, so we're going to put rowboat. So R-O-W-B-O-A-T. All right, number 3 says cow. So this is our O-W saying ow. So we're hearing all of our skills this week. So we have cow, which is C-O-W. All right, this one is flower. It says it right on the bag. Snowman, and then this one is a towel, okay, that you might use in the summertime when you go to the pool. All right, this one says, write the word to finish each sentence. Remember to use capital letters at the beginning of the sentence. So at the end of the word, you can see you have to choose which one makes sense. So it says, blank does your garden grow. So how does your garden grow, or have does your garden grow? So I know it would be how. So I'm going to write capital H because it's the beginning of my sentence, O-W. So I know it was that word how that made sense. Okay, you're going to do the same thing from 8, 9, and 10. And you're going to turn in page 521 to me today. All right, we're going to turn our page. On this page, we're going to work on our vocabulary words, or our high frequency words that are going to be in our test on Friday. Okay, so we have door, loved, should, and would. And this wood is like the wood that your door might be made out of, or your table. So not like, would you like to come with me? Okay, so it says, Dear Jack, I had such a good time at your house last week. I blank it when we played in the snow. So I know that we would say loved. So L-O-V-E-D. So I loved it when we played in the snow. Okay, then you're going to continue down and finish the letter, which is the next 3 words that we did not use. Okay, so this week we're going to go ahead and move into our literacy stuff. So we are going to read a story here in a minute. Sorry, my computer over here shut down on me. So I'm going to go ahead and show us our concept for today, and then I have a story that we're going to be reading, and then we'll do a couple more pages together today as we go through. So today we're going to talk about drawing conclusions, and then I'm going to read a story called Robbie Rabbit. Okay, so let me just get to our, oops, sorry, I went too far, I was clicking too much. Okay, so here's our thing on drawing conclusions. Let me scroll down and make it full screen. All right, so we're going to draw conclusions about what's happening here.
Draw conclusions. Authors don't always tell us everything we need to know in order to understand a story. Sometimes we need to draw conclusions based on clues and what we already know about something. Dylan is crying. Maybe there are clues to help tell us why. Oh, I see. It looks like Dylan's robot is broken. I know that sometimes people cry when they are sad. We can draw the conclusion that Dylan is sad because his toy is broken. When we want to draw conclusions, we look closely for clues that fill in missing information. Drawing conclusions when we read helps us understand what characters are like or what a story is about.
All right, so we had to draw some conclusions about what happened and why he was sad. And then we saw at the end that he was sad because his toy was broken. So I have a story called Robbie Rabbit, and we're going to read that and see if we can draw some conclusions about what's happening. Okay, so this one says Robbie Rabbit. It says, on the day Robbie Rabbit was born, his father looked out the window and saw a red bushy tail. A fox, he cried. From that day on, Robbie believed that he was a fox. His brothers and sisters tried to make him believe that he was a rabbit, but he just laughed. I heard what my dad said, he would reply. I'm a fox. Robbie tried very hard to make his family believe he was a fox. First, he ran from one side of the field to another. See, he said, a fox has freedom to run like that. Next, he chased a tiny brown mouse. See, he said, a fox chases mice. I'm a fox. Last, he marched up and down in front of them, twitching his little tail. See, he said, a fox has a beautiful tail, just like me. For a while, his father thought Robbie was amusing. Amusing means that he thought he was kind of funny. But then he started to worry. What if Robbie saw a fox one day? What if he tried to make friends with it? Robbie's father took him to the celery patch. On the way, his father spied something sparkling on the ground. He hopped over to the shiny object and looked down at it. Robbie Rabbit, his father said, look at this. Robbie looked down at the small mirror and saw a rabbit looking back at him. Why, I'm a rabbit, Robbie said. Yes, you are, his father said, and I would be quite miserable if you were anything but a rabbit. Robbie took a closer look at the rabbit head staring back at him. I'm a handsome rabbit, too, he exclaimed. Indeed, his father said, indeed you are. And finally, Robbie Rabbit believed he was a rabbit, not a fox. So he drew a conclusion based on what he heard. So when he was born, his dad saw a fox outside and said, a rabbit. But truthfully, or a fox, sorry. So then that little rabbit thought that he was a fox this whole time until his dad went and showed him that he's actually a rabbit. Okay, so that's kind of a fun way to draw some conclusions. So we're going to go back into your book and we're going to do just one more page with me, and then we will be finished for today, besides you going back and completing your pages. So here on page 523, so it's right next to the one we just talked about, it says, read the story, write an answer to each question. So it says, Jean painted a picture of a vase with roses in it. Some of the roses were red, some were yellow roses. The vase was blue. Jean took her picture to an art show. A man hung Jean's picture on a wall. Many people came to the show to see the pictures. Then Jean saw a blue tag on her picture. The man handed Jean the blue tag. All the people clapped. So, number one says, why do you think the people clapped? So why do you think they clapped for Jean when she got a blue tag? So think about that. Okay, I think they clapped because she won first place. So we're going to say that. We're going to say she, capital S-H-E, won, W-O-N, first, F-I-R-S-T, place, P-L-A-C-E, period. Okay, number two says, what do you think the blue tag means? Well, we just kind of said that, but we think it means first place. So we're going to say it, capital I-T, means M-E-A-N-S, first, F-I-R-S-T, place, P-L-A-C-E. Okay? Number 3 says, what do you think Jean will do next? So what do you think Jean might do next? So maybe she'll take it home and hang it on her own wall. Maybe it will encourage her to keep painting. So you could do lots of things. So I think it's going to make her want to keep painting. Okay? So I'm going to say she, capital S-H, will, W-I-L-L, keep, K-E-E-P, painting, P-A-I-N-T-I-N-G, period. So we were just kind of drawing conclusions. It didn't tell us that she was going to do that. It didn't tell us what the blue meant, but we drew some conclusions based on what we think and kind of our own life experience of what we know. Okay? So you should have completed page 523 with me. And then today on your own, as you are finished with the video, you're going to complete page 521, finish that up, and 522. And then you're going to turn just page 521 and 522 into me as well. And then also do not forget to read your decodable to your parents and talk about the new skill of that O-W. And sometimes it can say O like snow. Okay? So I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you a little bit later. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.